Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sarah and today we're going to be doing a 25-minute full body Pilates workout. You won't need any equipment, just yourself and a mat and plenty of space around you to move around safely. It's quite a challenging class. I really hope you enjoy it. Always listen to your body and we're going to be starting in an all fours position. So whenever you're ready, let's begin.
Okay, let's come down into an all fours position with the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Take the shoulders back and down, make sure your elbows are soft and you're nice and strong around the scapular region, meaning you've not dropped your rib cage. Just gently press the floor away from you. Take a nice breath in, and as we exhale, let's tuck the tailbone under, draw the navel up towards the spine, press the floor away from us and nod the chin. We're then going to lift the tailbone, let the rib cage gently sink down and lift the chin. Okay, so we're going from this lovely flexed cat position right here into this extended cow position as we transition through the spine sequentially. So vertebra by vertebra, always leading with the tailbone first. Keeping those hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Good stuff. Okay, and then we're going to come back to a neutral position right here. Okay, so again, staying strong around the shoulders. We're now going to take the right leg back. Okay, point those toes. Try and make sure that you don't tip over to the left here. We're going to try and keep the chest and the pelvis facing the mat. And all I want you to do now is draw this right knee in as you push the floor away from you. Nod the chin. We're going back into that flexed cat position. We're then going to go into the cow again, but this time we raise the leg up, point the toes and look up. Okay, so we're bringing in the back of the legs into the glutes. Let's transition slowly and carefully. Good. Okay, so we're going to exhale. Whoops, and inhale. Make sure that you've got that left hand on the floor so you don't do what I just did there. Okay, so making sure that your chest and pelvis are facing the floor. That right arm will feel like it's doing a lot more work than the left. Good. And then we're going to make this one the last one. Okay, good. Let's just bring the legs down. Square ourselves back up again if we can do. Okay, and this time we're going to raise the leg up and we're turning this into push-ups. So gently down, bending the elbows, taking the forehead towards the floor. So, and breathe. Again, try not to tip over onto that left hand side. Let the right arm do lots of work. Keep that leg raised in line with the body. Point the toes. We've got 4, 3, 2, last one. Good. Let's stay here. Try and take the leg over and back. So these are rainbow toes. So what we're doing here is lifting the leg, making a big arc over that left foot, taking it out to the right. Big rainbow. Again, keeping the chest and the pelvis facing the floor. Try not to wobble over to the left. Whew. Last couple. Keep the toes pointed. And we'll make this one the last one. And we'll come back and sit back in shell. Let's just give the shoulders a rest. You can turn the palms upside down. Stretch it out. Get that heart rate down as well. Lovely. Let's come back up into our all fours position then. So again, hands underneath the shoulders, knees under hips to lengthen through the spine. Okay, so we'll just go into the cat and cow again. Breathing in, exhale, tuck your tailbone under, press the floor away, nod the chin. We lift the tailbone, let the rib cage sink down and lift the chin. So draw the navel up towards the spine here. Good. Okay, we're going to come back to neutral. All right, so again, keeping the core engaged, that's your tummy lifted up. We're now going to bring the left knee in towards the chest as you nod your chin and push the floor away from you. We then extend the leg back, raise it up and lift the chin. So we have that flexion and extension of the spine. But again, we're bringing in the back of the legs into the glutes, working the shoulders. Remember that left arm wants to be doing a bit more work than the right, so try not to tip over to that right hand side. Good. Let's go for a couple more here. And then we'll make this next one the last one. Okay. And then just come back to all fours. We're taking the left leg back now, pointing the toes. And then we're going to raise the leg off the floor, ready to turn this into our push-ups, press-ups. So bending the elbows, sending the forehead towards the floor. Really working the chest, into the shoulders. Working the glutes as well because you're keeping that leg raised. And then you're working that supporting hip as well, that right hand side. So try not to tip over onto it though. Keep the chest and the pelvis facing the mat. 3, 2, last one. Whew. Keep the leg raised. Let's turn it into rainbow toes. So we're taking the leg up and over to the right, tap the floor. Big ass, bring the leg to the left. So again, keeping the pelvis and the chest facing the floor. Good, just getting a little bit more mobility around that left hip. Working that left shoulder, I can definitely feel it there. Whew. Let's go for another 4 if we can. Let's push it. Good. 3, 2, last one. Whew. And back. Brilliant, bring it home. Quick shell stretch, let's sit back, get our breath back, turn those palms up. Reach forward, just gives you a nice stretch up here and give the hips a bit of a sway as well. Good. Okay, next then we're going to come up into all fours and then just start with that normal all fours position, but we're just going to walk forward slightly, maybe a hand's distance away. Come up onto the toes, we're going to lift the knees, come forward so the shoulders are above the hands, and now you're in a plank position. Okay, so shoulders, hips, knees and ankles all in a nice line. Good. So from here then, we're going to take the left knee towards the left elbow. Step back, right. So we're trying to keep the pelvis really still, so it's not lifting up or down as we go. Everything just stays still, you just taking the knees towards the elbow, really challenging, working the core, working the shoulders. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1, and down, well done. Sit back, give yourself a rest. Woo! Turn those palms up. Lovely, and then we're going to come into a seated position next. Alright, so if you bring yourselves down onto your bottoms, take the legs forward. You can face whichever end of the mat suits you best. We're going to sit up nice and tall with the shoulders above the hips. Let's reach ahead. Let's breathe in. Reach your arms up. Exhale, draw your navel in, lean back, and slowly come down with the lower back, mid back, and the upper back. We're going to a full body stretch. Good. Flex the ankles, give yourself a nice little stretch down the calves, and then pop your arms down by your sides. Okay, feet on the floor, and just make your pelvis a bit more comfortable. Okay, next exercise, we're going to start to have a look at the core muscles now, your abdominals. So, with your arms by your sides, just breathe in, exhale to engage your core, so you're pressing your navel towards your spine. Lift your feet and try and bring the legs into a vertical position, pointing the toes. Good. All right, now if you just reach your arms up towards the ceiling, you're going to widen out your feet. So a nice V shape here, bring them back. So we're going to exhale, inhale, and we're going to start to lift the head and shoulders now and reach forward towards the wall in front. So as you open your knees, you're reaching forward. So, and breathe. You can take your arms all the way back if you want that bigger range of movement. And in terms of how to hold your hands, pretend you're holding a box and you want to take it to the wall in front of you. Now we're working the inner thighs as well as those abdominal muscles. So just make sure you've got your tummy button drawn towards the spine. We go slowly and controlled. Good. Let's go for another 3 and 2. Last one. Let's pulse it a little bit here. Just take the box forward, forward, forward. 3, 2, 1, and back. Good. Just bring yourselves down. Relax your abdominals. Breathe deeply. Good. All right then, next one. Let's place the hands down by our sides once again. And then you're going to pop your hands underneath your bottom. Just lift the knees and then take the legs up vertical. Okay, so pointing the toes here, just start to crisscross your ankles. So you're just taking one foot in front and behind the other foot. All right, good stuff. Make sure your arms are fully lengthened here and you've got your hands underneath your bottom and not too high up because it just holds your pelvis in a good position.
Keep the legs as vertical as you can, and then we're just going to start to speed up the crisscross ankles a little bit. Use a bit more power around the legs and the hips just to make it feel a bit more intense. Remember to breathe. Keep it going for just a few more. Well done, you can relax it there. Just bend the knees and give the hips a rest as well. Okay, you can move your hands from behind your bottom there. Pop your hands behind your head, interlace the fingers and bring the elbows into your peripheral vision. We're then going to bring the legs into a tabletop position. So knees above the hips, shins more or less level with the floor. And then you're going to breathe in. Exhale to engage your core as I'm pointing out there, pressing the lower back down towards the floor. Okay, now we're going to start to just lift the head and shoulders and extend the legs up vertically. You relax the head and shoulders and bend the knees, bringing them back into a tabletop position. So really focusing on the lower abdominal muscles here, drawing the navel in towards the spine. Keep a gap between the chin and the chest. Remember not to pull on the back of the head. Let's start to reach one arm across to the opposite ankle. Okay, so this time, after each reach, we're not actually putting the head and shoulders back down on the floor, you're just passing through center. So by keeping the head and shoulders lifted, you're keeping your abdominals under more tension now. Good. Exhale to reach. Inhale to come down, keeping the core engaged. So keep that tummy button tucked towards the spine. Good, just a couple more then. We're working the front of the thighs as well. Getting into those quads. Okay, keep the head and shoulders lifted, keep the legs in tabletop position. We're now going to make frog's legs. So if you bring your knees towards your body, but widen them out, and then bring the heels together and part the toes, flexing the ankles. Now you're going to send the legs away from you, and when you do it, press the lower back gently towards the floor. Good. Breathe in to bring the knees home. So we exhale to extend the legs away from us. Really using the strength of the core, so draw the navel in as you press the lower back towards the ground. Keep your head and shoulders nice and still. You can do this with the hands underneath the glutes and arms relaxed by your side. You can pop your head down if you prefer, but this is a really good way to work your abdominals. You will definitely feel this around the hip flexors and also into the quadriceps, so the front of the thighs. You can see I'm starting to lower my legs now to make it a little bit more challenging on each repetition. Good. Exhale out, inhale in, and then you're going to relax it right there. Well done. You can pop your feet down on the floor, but then just give your knees a little squeeze and you can circle them around a couple of times in each direction to keep the hip joints nice and mobile, feeling a little bit more relaxed as well. Just breathe deeply and normally, relaxing your abs and get the oxygen flowing around. Good. Popping the feet back on the floor, legs in a crook position, arms by your sides. We're just going to have a look at the shoulder bridge next. Okay, so when you're ready, breathe in, exhale to engage, and gently tuck your tailbone under, roll up towards the shoulders. We roll down on an in-breath and tip the pelvis forwards at the end of the movement. So think of the spine like it's a bicycle chain or a string of pearls. We unpeel link by link or pearl by pearl, and we're coming down the same way. Keep the knees facing forward as well so they don't pop out to the sides. Okay, now we're going to be staying in the bridge on this next one here. So tuck your tailbone under, make sure you don't flare the rib cage. So you've got your shoulders, your hips and your knees all in a nice line. You're then going to just take a step forward with each foot. So this is called a long bridge. And you're just going to start to rock forwards and backwards on the feet. So toes, heels, heels. But try not to drop your tailbone. We're getting into the back of the legs and into the glutes. If you lift your hands now, so you've got your fingers facing towards the ceiling, this just works the shoulders a little bit more. You can also raise the arms fully up towards the ceiling to do this the more advanced way. Okay, now let's just keep ourselves up off the heels now. So you're on the balls of your feet and you're just going to lower and lift the tailbone. So down, up, down and up. So you're squeezing your glutes on the way up, relaxing them on the way down. Now this is not sequential control of the spine anymore. You can see that we're just keeping the spine nice and lengthened through and still. So we're not unpeeling and relaying. Make sure you're nice and balanced across both shoulders there. Now we're going to stay up in the bridge and do some little pulses. Okay, so the next time you lift your tailbone, let's hold it up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep it going, breathe. Really feeling that down the back of the legs, into the glutes. Stay up there if you can and lift the toes now. So you're on your heels. We're going to repeat the series again by very gently tapping the tailbone down, squeezing the glutes to come up. Again, trying to make sure we keep the spine lengthened through. Good. Keep it going. Again, we're going to be holding this after the next couple. And then we're going to pulse it out. So hold it here. Pulse, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Stay up off those toes. Breathe. And gently roll down. Let's bring the knees slowly in now. Stretch out the back of the glutes there into the hips. Good. And then you're just going to circle the knees a couple of times to again release the hip joints. Perfect. Now we're just going to pop the feet onto the floor, roll over onto one side. So I'll be going onto my left, that will be your right if you're mirroring me. And we're going to come onto our elbow. Okay, a little bit of work with the hips and the shoulders. So if you have your knees bent here, your heels should be in line with your tailbone. We're just going to send the top hip away from us. So we need to bring the elbow underneath the shoulder and press down with the forearm. So we've got a good strong scapular region. Okay, first exercise, let's lengthen out this top leg. We're going to lift it up so that the leg is level with the floor. And then we're going to flex the ankle. Okay, so keep your body nice and still. You're going to breathe in. And on your exhale, kick forward for 2 counts, point the toe or toes and bring the leg back. So kick, kick, point to return. Keeping the body really still. So you're trying to bring your leg around to this 90-degree angle and a bit more if you can without flexing the spine. Good, last 2. And then on this one here, just see if you can keep the leg out in front of you. So you've got 90-degree angle here. Let's turn the toes down, tap, tap, up, tap, tap, up. Good. Really feeling it now around the back of the, or towards the back of the leg, into the glutes. Good. Stay strong on the shoulder. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Brilliant. Bring that leg back. Send the hip away from you, but keep the leg level with the floor. You can do some circles. Let's go clockwise first. Forward round up, back round and down. Then the other way. Try and make the circles as big as you can, but without wobbling your body around. And breathe. Keep it going. We're doing a few more. If you do feel like your body is rocking around a little bit, just make the circles a bit smaller. Couple more here. Okay, and then we'll make this the last one. And then down we come. Good. Press down into the floor, give your shoulder a little bit of a roll as well, because you'll be feeling that around here, all those supporting muscles taking over. So, take your legs around the front, come to the other side of the mat with your feet so you can still face forward. And we're coming onto the elbow again. So knees bent, heels in line with the tailbone.
Remember, we send the top hip away from us. That lengthens out the spine. It puts the pelvis in a more of a neutral position as well. You might just need to bring your elbow in slightly. Okay, first exercise. Let's lengthen out the top leg. Lift it up. So again, we've got the knee in line with the hip, but try not to flex your body sideways here. Try and stay as strong as you can and lengthen through. Okay, so we flex the ankle. We're going to kick forward then. Kick, kick, point, return. So breathe, lots of control. So we're hinging at the hips, stretching out the back of the leg, getting into those hamstrings. Use your core to help you keep nice and still. Good. All right, last couple. And then on this one here, we're going to keep the leg out in front, but turn the toes down. So we tap, tap, up, tap, tap, up. Good. Breathe. Breathe. Keep it going, really feeling it now. Down the back of the leg. Don't worry if you can't quite get to 90 degrees. Just do what you can and keep your core engaged. Last two. Last one. Up. Let's send the leg back. Again, try not to fall towards the floor. Keep your leg raised so it's parallel with the floor. We're going anti-clockwise with the circle. All right, so anti-clockwise first, then clockwise. And keep repeating. So really stirring around that hip joint. Good. Breathe. Breathe. Stay strong on your shoulder. Try and keep your chest and pelvis facing forward. You might feel a bit heavy around this hip. Keep it going if you can. If you can't, if you need to rest, it's fine, but let's just do two more. Fabulous. Last one. And you can relax. Well done. Okay, let's just come down onto our tummies then. And you're just going to come onto your elbows. So elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms down. Let's have the knees and the feet hip width apart. Relax the legs, but just lift your tummy button up. Okay, so that's your core nicely engaged. Okay, let's just have a little bit of spinal extension. So we're going to breathe in, exhale to engage the core, gently press the hands down, slowly come up into a back extension there. Okay, so gently down. As soon as the elbows touch the floor, just stop there, don't follow through with the chest. So exhale, inhale, or exhale, breathe in, exhale. So or you can breathe in here and exhale here. Just keep the tummy button towards the spine. Let's work the back of the arms a little bit too, whilst we stretch out the abs a little bit and just give that spine a little bit of the TLC as well. Good. All right, last couple. Fantastic. Let's come down. You can relax it. Just bring the hands down towards the so they're underneath the shoulders. Very carefully push down into the floor to come back to all fours. We'll sit back in shell and just relax that. Give those hips a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. Good. And if you just slide your fingers towards your knees, you can come into a kneeling position here. And then we're just going to have a nice little stretch out of the glutes. Okay, so if you come to seated, bring the legs around to the front. Legs out in front of you. And if you just take your hands behind you, we'll take the left foot, just place it over the right knee. Bend the right knee, so you're bringing the right heel towards your body and gently push down into the floor, lifting the breastbone. So you'll feel a good stretch around the hip in towards the glutes there. 3, 2, and 1. Let's relax that and we'll do the other side. Okay, so right foot over the left knee, gently bringing the left heel in and pressing the floor away from you. Just giving the right hips and glutes and hip nice little rest there, and a stretch. Breathe in, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Brilliant. Come back to seated form. We just let the knees kind of relax out to the side. Make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. You've got the soles of the feet facing each other. All right, we're just going to take the hands and place them behind our backs. Very gently squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. And as you do that, lift your breastbone up. Give the arms a lift. So just stretching through the chest, really nice, relaxing stretch. You can look up slightly. Good. Okay, and then you can relax that right there. Give those shoulders a nice little roll as well. Okay, that brings us to the end of the session. I really hope that you enjoyed it. It was quite a tough one to do. So if you did enjoy it, please give me a like and think about subscribing to the channel so that you always get notifications of all of my future workouts. And maybe leave me a little comment and let me know what you thought. Thanks very much. See you again next time. Bye.